I heard a unique case this morning. You know, polygamy is extremely rare in this country. Experts say fewer than 50,000 people live in plural families. For the family you are about to meet, broken rules and jealousy brought them into divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Sekhmet Shabaka and Daudi Shabaka. The two of you have been together for 15 years, married for 6. I've been waiting for this case since last week. Mr. Shabaka, yes. You are the sole man in a polygamous marriage with 4 wives, correct?
Correct.
Sekhmet is your first.
Correct.
This is Dinah,
correct,
to my right,
correct,
and she is your
third
wife. And we have your
I'm not sure who's
wife number 4, Charlotte. Which
Charlotte.
one is she?
Charlotte is number 4.
Oh, and you had to think about it. Hello, Charlotte. How are you?
How are you? I'm well. Thank you.
I'm doing well. That is your 4th wife. Your
Correct.
3rd wife was, we had technical issues. We couldn't hook up with her.
Okay.
Okay? So this is who we have here. Sekhmet, I'm going to call everybody's last name Shabaka, so I'm going to call you by, all your ladies by your first name. No disrespect intended, just trying to keep everything straight. Sekhmet, why don't you tell me, you want to leave him now.
Yes.
And you want to leave with $5,000 worth of things that you say you purchased and brought into this union. But before you do that, I want you to explain what's up.
Okay.
I mean, just exactly what's happening in the context of this relationship, because I'm fascinated.
Well, that man right there is my husband, and he is a king in our religious society. And as a king in our religion, we have spiritual practices that we must follow. And some of that
Now, let me ask you this. Are all men kings, or is he, in particular, he's a king?
He should be a king. But he
hasn't coming up a little light.
He's not living the life that he's supposed to, which is why I can't mention the name of the religion, because we're not being a full example of how we really should be living within that religion. So I don't want to bring any embarrassment to
that religion.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Is polygamy practiced by everybody within the religion, or only certain members of the...
It's allowed. Yes, when you become a certain spiritual person with certain guidelines that you follow, then yes, you live the lifestyle. But he hasn't fully done that. Some of those beliefs, some of the spiritual practices is that we have to be strict vegans, vegetarians. We have to do readings, because, you know, people's input would interfere. We have to have spiritual guidance. There's spiritual things to do, spiritual classes, spiritual teachings. How
do you find wives, though? How do you pick the women?
Well, that's what one of the problem is right now. I basically picked women, the 4 wives that he have now. His first wife is me, Sekhmet, and his second wife is Alexandria Shabaka. And Alexandria is a vegan chef. You know, she's a cook. Everyone brings something to the table. She has her own catering service. Keisha does hair and wanted to open a group home, which he's supposed to help her with. And she's also a fantastic social worker. You know, she has income, you know, and Charlotte has a dance studio. She is also our photographer. So, you know, each wife have a gift.
Gift to bring to the table. Now,
yes.
now, what's he bringing to the table?
Daudi brings to the table the structure of helping with the business, to bring the business together with the women. If the women run the business, just me and the women, it doesn't work, because other men or their boyfriends or whoever they start to date start to interfere with the business that the women are doing. So when they love the man, they freely give up their resources.
So if you have women with businesses who are all with the same man, you won't have a third party dipping in and messing up the thing. Charlotte, is that how you understand things to work?
Yes, they did.
Okay. What convinced you to become wife number 4?
Ooh, it was a struggle at first, but what convinced me was the structure and the style, the culture of the whole journey. What also interested me was it was intriguing. Like you, I was intrigued in the beginning. It was hard to accept, and Sekhmet pulled my tailcoat a lot, but the structure, the love, the commitment, the loyalty, all of that is what helped.
Did you
find me?
Did you find that you got the love and the structure and the community that you sought once you got married?
I did. I did. You know, and you know, every couple or relationship have their ups and downs. But I did find that in this relationship, in the beginning.
In the beginning. Now that means right now it's not so good?
We're working on it. We're working on some issues. Some very deep issues Sekhmet has brought up. And like she said, according to our belief, there are some things that we have to abide by. And there is some things that just have an after effect if we're not eating correctly.
Eating correctly. Now listen, Sekhmet, what you wrote in your papers, the part I thought was deep, and I am going to talk to you, I really am, is that you say he runs around with other women.
Yes.
He's got 4 wives.
Yes.
Tell me how he manages that.
He owns K&S Homes, and he gave us all a house. He kicks me out of my house, gives them all his house. He supports them and entire families. And the benefit is that we were supposed to move into the main house to put our incomes together to invest in each other's businesses, because as African-American women, banks are not giving us money. So we come together to live, you know, self-sufficient, to take care of ourselves, to grow our income, you know. And so he is allowed to have more than even 4 wives, but he is not allowed to choose them. Because
That's your job.
Yes. Because it's our job, actually,
Oh,
not just
everybody,
mine,
all
just
the women
each-
come together
the
and
wife.
say who can come in.
The
Now-
wives.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Shabaka, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to speak here.
Sure.
Your wife is leaving you. Do you know why?
Basically, it sounds like, or what I'm hearing from her is that I'm not living up to the rules that govern.
The tenets of your religion. Is
Correct.
that true? Are you a vegetarian or a vegan as required?
I have dabbled and dabbled. I have led
So
astray
that's a
a little
no.
bit.
That's a no. Okay.
That's a no.
Are you seeking out other women without going through her first?
No, that is.
That's not
true.
happening.
That's not happening.
Dinah, is that true?
Well, from what I was told, he has had connections with other women, and he says that it's because of some business outside of the family, in which that's supposed to be our job.
He
He's still
says
supposed
that
to
we're
come to
not
us.
taking care of his businesses, which is why he have wives, but they're all busy taking care of their business. So he claims he needs to get this other women to help him, because we're neglecting what he has 4 businesses, you know, and we have businesses. But we should be choosing them, not him, because they don't like us when it goes that way.
I got it.
Right.
I mean, sexually, you know, does she get to decide who gets him when, or does he decide, or? Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Dinah, do you agree that, you know, he's kind of tipping out with other women? I don't even know if it's just a financial cheat or if it's a sexual cheat, or is the sexual part of no interest to you one way or the other?
Well, yeah, it matters. But I think the part that is the struggle for all of us as wives is the fact that he is, like, circumventing the process. If he's going to allow other women to be a part of the process, whether it be business or in the family, then they need to go through us.
Mr. Shabaka, do you understand what your wife? I mean, let me tell you something. You've hit the mother lode here. You really have. You've got 4 beautiful women, all of them coming at you and with you with money and stuff, and you can't even toe the line on do as they want you to do in order to maintain this union?
Okay.
You still got to do something wrong?
Okay.
That's what I said, Your Honor.
Number one, like I said before, I have several businesses. I do business with various different people. A lot of times I do business with women. For whatever reason, it's construed that there's something further going on with these women. That's not the case.
So you think your wives are mistaken in their belief that you have some kind of emotional relationship with women that you are engaging in business practices with?
Definitely, definitely.
Sekhmet, what did you want to say?
he is, that's why he needs to change his diet. I have Save the Human Race campaign. I'm out telling the wives, look, in order to be functional, you need to eat a certain way because it messes with your brain. It makes you depressed. It makes you argue. It makes you fight. It makes you think negative. It makes you think off. We can't unite to do things. So to me, it's like he just say, okay, it ain't working with y'all. Well, let me just go create it again and create it again. He's not sitting down with us and saying...
And making it work within the context of what he has.
Yeah.
Dinah, is that accurate? Is that whatever needs or whatever's going wrong at home, he's not dealing with it, he's dealing with it by looking at other women?
Well, what she's saying is because of the way he's eating, his attitude is different. And I get the attitude from the both of them. So with or without meat, I don't know.
So you think he's cranky and grumpy, and you think he's cranky and grumpy because he eats meat?
I think he just hates Scorpio women. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, and he says I'm too demanding, I'm too controlling, but you have to have order. He's not following the order. When things need to be done, when he has these new girlfriends coming to help him or whoever they are, we should have readings. And the readings will tell us, in our spiritual community, this is what we're taught. The reading will say, this is a compatible person. He gets the reading, we do the reading, he ignores the reading. I said, the reading says she's not compatible or she cannot do it. He does what he wants to do, and that's what we mean by when he doesn't follow the spiritual guidelines to make it successful.
Charlotte, is that true? Is it he doesn't do what he's supposed to do as far as following the readings in picking a new woman?
We had a reading, and he and I discussed it, and he said, well, reading can go either way. You know, it's also the person that interprets the reading. So we've had our conversations about that, and he has stepped outside of what he's supposed to do with the women. But I haven't sat down with anybody and gave them an interview and say, hey, what can you do to the table, and how you doing with your kids, and how you or your mama doing? I ain't never had nobody, nothing. So I the women that he's dealing with, I ain't talking to him.
Oh, Charlotte woke up. Do I have any other wives on the line? Are we alone here? Hi, Alexandria. What do you see as the main difficulty within this arrangement? If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. So from what I'm getting here, that this marriage is really a business arrangement, which is not an odd thing because, you know, back in the days, long ago, often it was about survival and business and who can provide and do all that kind of stuff. On the emotional side, Dina, do you find it satisfying? I mean, what's the personal relationship like?
The personal relationship works fine for me because when I need him, he's right there. We have our date nights, and he's a good listener. He's very attentive. He's a good provider. I mean, there were troubles within the relationship or the family dynamic, but if I come home from a long day work and I say my feet hurt, he rubbing them. But
let me ask you this. I mean, sexually, does she get to decide who gets him when, or does he decide, or
He decides.
He decides.
And he's just supposed to be equitable about it.
He goes like 1 week with one whole family. It's just all you, it's just all him. He really doesn't mix unless it's just the four of us and we all coming together and we do something and you know, but
so when he's with one wife, he's with one wife for a while, like a week or so.
So you just feel like you all his until he disappears, yeah.
And then he pops up at another wife's house.
Yeah.
Do I have any other wives on the line? Are we alone here? Hi.
Hello.
Alexandria, how are you?
Judge Toller, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've been discussing the various ups and downs of your marriage. I'm just fascinated by what's going on. What do you see as the main difficulty within this arrangement?
The main difficulty, I would say that they are both in a power struggle. There's a lot of the main difficulties. Like, for instance, I recently had a baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And there's a question in regards to paternity because I felt that I wasn't getting enough attention. So I did kind of step out of the marriage, and so we're kind of working on that now.
Now, that raises an entirely different set of questions. Mr. Shabaka,
Yes, ma'am.
do you believe that in addition to the financial and business arrangements of this, that you are able to adequately provide for the emotional and sexual needs of your wife, given that one of them had to step out in order to feel loved?
Well, I mean, I think from my experience and what's been going on in our relationship, I look at Sekhmet as a key issue in the relationship as far as being a problem. Number one, as you can see, she feels like she's in control of everything. And me being the man and the male figure in this relationship, not that the man runs everything, I'm not a chauvinist from that perspective, but there has to be order. And what she does what she wants to do. There's a constant conflict between her and I. If I say we're gonna go left, she wants to go right. If anything that I say or attempt to do,
don't eat meat, you know, and he's like, let's go get fish, everybody. That's not supporting me, you know. And Alexandria is a vegetarian chef, and he's the chef, and they gotta cook.
And the meat thing seems very important to you, Sekhmet.
Right.
It really does.
Right.
I mean, I'd have problems with him sleeping with other women. I mean, that's just
Right.
me. He could. As far as I'm concerned, he could eat anything he wants to.
It makes you can't think right. The sea is
Judge,
contaminated. And he eats a lot of
this
that
is-
fish, and it
Well, do you think it's contaminating his head?
yes, I think he's contaminated.
but see, this is
sometimes.
part of the problem. She's fixated on this one thing. Now, I was raised and I understand the importance of a proper diet. I have, due to the fact that I'm running all the time, sometimes I do dip out and grab something that's non-vegetarian.
That's not appropriate,
That's
but-
not appropriate. But that being said, I do not think that that's the
root of all the problems.
All the problems.
I think that's a little deep myself.
Right.
I must say.
And,
I must say.
I mean, it's a part of it, and I understand that, but as far as it being the key root of all the problems, it's not the key root. The key root to all the problems is her and I battling for control.
Right.
She decides.
Well, you're both alpha dogs.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're male or female.
Right.
Everybody has a character. Everybody has a personality.
Exactly.
You're both alphas, and two alphas in the same room will fight.
Right.
But I'm the first child. He's the baby child, and you know, and sometimes I'm saying just respect when I have to move fast. My speed. He moves slow. He's a Sagittarius, and he moves very slow at
Judge.
times.
Listen, Miss Sekhmet, let me tell you something. Let's explain something to you. You know, everybody can believe what they want to believe. They really can, you know, but the stars and some meat, I don't know if that's a way to run your life based on stars and meat. I just think that people are people, and you have to understand who you're dealing with and how to deal with who you're dealing with, especially if you're going to deal in a circumstance this complicated. And I'm going to explain to you in a second. In divorce court, people tell me the most intimate details of their lives. Join the conversation and share your experience on our Twitter page @Divorce Court and on our Facebook page. See how fans deal with their own relationships. The discussion can get heated. Don't miss it. We've got a lot going on here. It's taken me a while just to figure out, you know, the nature of the relationship and who the parties are. I think I'm getting a sense of who everybody is here, and I need to take an opportunity, take some time to talk to each one of you about what you're doing, who you are, where you want to be, and what you need to do to get there. So I'm going to take a pause for the cause. I'm going to sit down, take a look at my notes, look at what's going on, and then I want to talk to each and every one of you. I'm talking to a man who claims to have 4 wives. It's complicated, it's deep, it's interesting, and it's gonna take some time. So come back. Call us toll free at 1-877-311-2222.